MrCropper. Um, you know, I don't even think we disagree that much. Uh, and I always find when I look into a particular thinker or talk to a particular person um, who I may have believed prior to reading them that I disagreed with, actually turns out to pretty much have the same basic perspective that I do, even if on certain days at certain times in certain situations we may respond differently to queries from others about what it is exactly that we believe, and we may choose different courses of action in our day-to-day lives as far as what I mean, just as general as like what we do for a living and so forth. I'm probably going to become a teacher. Maybe that frightens you. But I don't want to assume that we necessarily disagree about everything. Now, you are an objectivist, and so if I disagree with you, it sort of implies that I must be either stupid or a liar. So it kind of makes it difficult. But, again, I don't even know what objectivism is. I know I've heard it explained many times, but I don't know what it is. I mean, the abstract concept, objective, I get it. But where is all this? Where are all these facts? And where did you get them? Because the reason you don't like the whole Pomo world, I'm assuming, is because it conflates the difference between fiction and reality. For a postmodernist, you can't tell the difference between an idea and a fact. And this is sort of an impossible criticism because it's self-defeating, you would think, right? And yet, how do you tell the difference between a fiction and a reality? Because to designate a reality, we must tell a story about it, otherwise it remains hidden. Science is really a form of description. We say it tells us the objective truth, but really it tells a story based on what a group of highly trained people see, what they discover, and how they interpret it. And if you look at the history of science, you can sort of see that the story is never finished. We should never assume that any particular theoretical perspective on the nature of some phenomena is true, because at least up until today, it always appears that paradigms are constantly shifting. Old ideas are becoming recontextualized by new ideas that are somehow more true. So there can still be truth in this postmodern kind of science, but it's not the truth. It's not objective. It's intersubjective. It's a shared reality or shared story that a culture tells itself based on empirical experience that they've double-checked each other on. They've done peer reviews and they've repeated each other's experiments, and so they share a common reality. It's still a story, though. It's a story that they participate in discovering through their scientific inquiries and scientific journals and the culture of science. But it's still a story. It is a fiction about a reality. But we can't just pretend as though you could have a reality without a fiction. It's like asking what is nature outside of culture, when it's only ever going to be a theoretical question, because here we are, cultural beings, doing a cultural behavior, doing scientific investigation, trying to figure out what it is that we are doing, because we are natural, obviously, and so we're always filtering ourselves. There's always this recursiveness going on, such that to say that you've ever actually discovered the truth about reality as though it were separate from you and isn't gonna change, it's this static, eternal, forever kind of truth. But again, I don't know if that's what objectivism really is. You'll have to tell me about reality, and we can orient ourselves better then, because I'll tell you what I think reality has become as a result of the story that you tell about what it is, and we'll go from there.